Hey, what's up, Rise of Kingdoms? It's Bye here with another Sargon video. So, some of you guys already know that I recently just done fighting in my Zone 5. So I did use Sargon for quite some time. So today I'll get you guys, share with you guys some of my experience with using him, what I think about him overall performance, and can 5550 Sargon work or not. And is it a good commander for you guys to kind of max him out? So first thing first, let me talk about his performance overall. In my opinion, I think his performance is okay. He's not that like super amazing compared to some other commander like Nevsky, Grand, Sapir. Okay. So the biggest issue with him is its ability to stack up the all effect. It take quite some time. It take a long time, and when it comes to like fighting in KvK, a lot of time. I look at some of the reports that I have. A lot of times the report only lasts for about 10 seconds, 12 seconds. Um, so he cannot utilize on his debuff, right? So it's very difficult to stack up on someone with 10 stack of ore, unless you have a lot of people that have a Sargon with you, then maybe you will be able to stack it up faster. But in my experience, I am in a small kingdom, and not many people, not many player in my kingdom has Sargon. So like a lot of time, I don't see the debuff stack up very high. Another issue with Sargon is that um, his debuff is not like you cannot see it. Right? It's not visual. Visually, you cannot see the debuff, so you cannot tell when the target getting debuff or not, and should you be continue attacking on that target or not. Um, so when it comes to KvK 5, a lot of time you will have to like move around. So let's say if you're fighting in a motherboard and the target getting inside the motherboard, you can attack on it. But if the target try to move back to their side, you will have to kind of like let that target go. So a lot of situation, Sargon doesn't work very well. Personally, with my play style, when it comes to like KvK fighting, a lot of time I will just using the dot to fight. I will just attack on whatever target closer to me. So let's say if a target closer to me right here, I will attack it, and then if another target closer to me again, I will change the target. So like for me, when it comes to fighting, I change target a lot, which doesn't work very well with Sargon, unless you have a lot of people with Sargon as well. So that is one of the issue, another issue with using Sargon. Um, the overall performance, I do believe that Sargon does bring a more DPS to the infantry. Let's say if you're like an infantry player or like mainly focus on infantry commander, I do believe that Sargon does help bring the DPS up by quite a bit. I definitely rate Sargon better than Chormutal 100%. If I had to choose which commander to bring into the KvK motherboard. But I would say my expectation for him was a little bit higher. I was thinking, oh, he's gonna be amazing. But you can say you could say that I was kind of a little bit disappointed. Yeah. But um, overall performance definitely better than some of the KvK Season 2, Season 3 commanders. But I wouldn't recommend people to invest on him right off the bat. Go heavy on him. So let's talk about 5550 versus 5551 or 5552. So like I'm not comparing 5550 with expertise. I definitely think that if you expertise him, he will definitely perform a lot better because he will have a better chance of stacking that debuff. But like when I'm talking about 550 is when I talk about the people who has the ability to the people who do not have the ability to max him right away, and you want to keep him at either 5551 or 5552. In my opinion, 5550 perform better. I've had some report where I can swarm on a target for a 30 second, 40 second, and that is when I can see the debuff stacking 30 time for 20 turns, 30 turns. The target getting that debuff, right? And I think it can help a lot in terms of debuffing. It helps your other market, especially if your other market doing very high skill damage. It will help you swarm down the target a lot faster. And it can work very well if your kingdom is like a smaller kingdom. So I would recommend if you're in like a smaller kingdom, like a B or a lower CA kingdom, you can definitely go with 5550 Sargon. But I think if you're in a much bigger kingdom like Imperium Kingdom, where people who kind of like have a lot of commanders and many people using Sargon, you could get him 5551. So that is something you definitely have to look for yourself. I can tell you who in your kingdom who have a Sargon in your kingdom. That is something for you to find out. But I would definitely recommend you guys to stick with him at 5550 first, and then see how the fight go to see how many Sargon you guys have on the battlefield. And let's say if you see that your team doesn't have that many Sargon on the battlefield, I would strongly recommend you guys to go with 5550, to be honest. It worked pretty well. And I think 5550 can definitely work very well in Ark of Osiris as well. It can help you swarm down the building if you are one of the main players that focus on swarming the building. So I would say overall performance, let's say overall score for open field, if I had to give to Sargon, I would give him a 7.5. Like he does have a high single DPS, but his single DPS require him to maintain a strong contact on the target. So one of the reason I do for my setup is that some of you guys know that I use hero with Sargon. I do have to use that extra march speed bonus on him, and I have to use T4 so that they can always maintain that attack on the target. Because if you use T5, it could be too slow. So ideally, you want Zit March to attack on the target first so that it can cast the skill faster. Right, the faster you attack on the target, the faster you will be able to cast your skill. The faster you will be able to provide that debuff on the target to help increase skill damage from your other marches. So like, initially I was running T5 because I thought Hero and Sargon might be squishy, so I would need T5 on them. But then after using T5, they were just so far behind. When it comes to fighting, they were just not there. I couldn't even test the debuff. So that is something you only know when it comes to the actual fight. So that is something I can tell you guys. But yeah, I do think if you have a lot of like expertise commander already, you can give Sargon a try. You can work on him. But if you haven't have some of the bigger commander right now yet, like Gwen, Nevsky, XY, Sabio, John, those 5 commanders, I would strongly recommend you guys to work on those 5 commander first before getting into Sargon, guys. Any other question? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.